Yeah.
I like that. Tiki McBeam, the Yinzer
Tiki
Kano.
McBean. Yeah, Tiki McBean.
Like it.
And
Like it.
El Yenzer Kano. Move that this way. Yeah. El Yenzer Kano.
The L Yinzer
Let's
Kano.
go.
Actually, probably need the Yinzer version of Jabu
Yeah, this
to
is the
wake up.
Yenzer version. This is the uppity Yenzer version of Jabu.
That's
Lord
right.
have mercy.
Lord have mercy, man. So
I
let
got a
me
little something, something, something. Clack, crack, crickety crack, crack,
crack
crack,
your
crack.
hands.
I got something to share with you.
What you got to share? You got a brew to
I
share with
gotta
you?
share with you a little
Yep.
brew, a little brew.
So let me do this real quick because we
Mm-hmm.
should have some type of positivity tonight, a little bit of lightheartedness, if you will.
Yeah, let me
So
turn
let
this
me
the
go
other
ahead
way.
while we're talking about these,
Mm-hmm.
sir.
Let me turn my camera the other way. There we go.
So as I too have a brew, let's get a quick beer review in here with two here before we
Yep.
dive into the Steelers as well tonight. So like to welcome everybody as they're piling in to the Burgh Cave
What's up,
here on
y'all?
a less than happier Monday than we were last week, but is what it is. You know, we're not going to complain all that much. So, but we're just going to
Hell
give you
no.
our honest thoughts, man. Our honest thoughts.
That's
So,
right.
GB is about to give you a beer review, and I'm going to do a quick one here. But the first one is we're going to do this so everybody sees what we're talking about.
Uh-oh.
These are our reviews. And actually, before we do that, let's go back out of here and welcome in. Is he's coming in? I see the background here. Jay Brown, the chef, is joining us tonight too. So this is will be a nice full room, if you will. So once I see the background here, but I don't see the camera on. So once Jay gets in here, we'll let him in, and then we'll flip into these reviews before we get on to the Steeler talk. Let me
What
see
up,
if we can
though?
get him on here.
Where you at, Jay Brown, the chef?
There is Jay Brown.
What up, though? Hold on. Let me get
Asking.
this. Let me get this bug. Why I got a UFO on my forehead? Wait a second. Let me get this light right.
What kind of bug is that?
What kind of bug is that?
I think that's the first. Dang, he just walking around. See Jay Brown out there walking on water, walking along the river.
You know,
Hey.
you did walk. You did just walk on water, bro.
You just walked on water. What's up,
Yeah.
Angelica? And I don't know the other one there.
Angelica.
Angelica and Hazar Edo.
Who?
Okay.
Let's go.
What's up, people? Everyone up? Yeah, we missed Jay Brown walking on the water. So, hey, Jared. So, what we want to do real quick is GB and I both have a beer review on here. We would like to, bro. I mean, seriously, with this already. So, I'm gonna go ahead and share our screen with how we score our brews, so everybody here can, play along with us, if you will. So, for the first, if this is your first time actually hearing a Burgh Cave beer review, these reviews that we do, it's not real scientific, if you will, with the ingredients. I know GB knows those a little bit better than I, but this is more or less: would you keep this beer in your basement, in your man cave? Would you take it on a tailgate with you? Would you have it socially? So it's just a real simple score system as you see on your screen. So with that being said, GB, why don't you go first, sir?
Yeah, and I also like to use Steeler numbers too, and just move the decimal point. So if you hear me scream out like, Pat Fryermuth 88, just move the decimal points to 8.8. That's all. All right, let's get to it. Right. All right. Seeing things. 'Cause I think this is a good one. We seeing some
Seeing
things.
things.
Yeah, it's from
Okay.
Other Half. Okay.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Chaz from Joe's Beer Distributor. I went over to Joe's just to go and get, a 4-pack of some Arsenal right
Yeah.
before the we had a tailgate. for the high school game. He
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Hey, I don't drink anymore. He's like, "I'm gonna give this to you." I'm like, "Word? How much is it gonna be?" He's like, "Nah, I got you." I was like, "All right, cool." He said, "It's supposed to be good." So that's all I know. I looked at the can real quick. It is an 8.3%, right? And it also this is an Imperial IPA brewed with hand-selected brand of hops, giving notes of sweet orange and lime, citrus, plus some fruit punch.
Okay.
With Citra, Cashmere, and Motica hops, not to be confused with Motisa. If you know what you knew.
Tika?
I knew you knew where I was going with that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you got?
I'm gonna get another drink. Hold on.
One more time.
Let me get it.
One more again.
Hey, J Rod, check Untap while I'm tasting this.
Give me 1 sec.
Because this is a wow.
Okay.
This
What's
is
the flavor?
8.3.
What to give you? 8.3.
No. This is 8.3% ABV.
Right.
But it does not drink at all like an 8.3.
Okay.
And that is very, 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 very scary. This is a smooth citrus. And it's not over the top citrus too, because sometimes the hazy can kind of get a little.
Yeah.
This is not that. This is kind of hitting that for me,
Okay.
hitting that spot. Now I'm just trying to figure out if I want to put it where I want to put it. Right.
What was the name of that again?
Seeing Things.
Saying Things, other half.
Yes.
Okay.
Double dry hopped Imperial double
Let's
dry
just
hopped
go.
IPA. I'm
Okay.
gonna give this I'm gonna put this right at TJ Watt 90. Move the decimal
Sounds
point
good.
9.0. I would 1,000% stock this in the man cave. This might be on
Like
the
it.
rotation.
That's pretty
This
good.
is really, really, really good. Yes.
So that's a good one. So I'm gonna go here. I got
Wow.
a dancing gnome, which is we all know is pretty damn good stuff here, and I have the goblin folk.
Goblin folk.
Goblins.
That's one of those ones. I mean, the dancing gnome, you pick it up, it's pretty reputable. But I also picked it up because there's this ugly ass gremlin gnome looking thing.
What kind of
So this is
what we talking about?
let me see here. This is just your standard IPA. It is it's 6.2%. So this is in that sweet spot of being able to enjoy it at home, enjoy it at the tailgate without falling on your ass. It's got a really good color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real good color there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick sip, and then we'll get on with the Steeler talk here.
He said a real good color there. That Yinzer
Good color there up there, and
hey, bro, that Yinzer came out. The Aluminum City Yinzer came out.
I threw my can away already.
What you got? By the way, this here. This is I'm gonna go right in the middle. This is an 8.5.
Okay.
8.5. This is actually I'm gonna go
Washington.
out. Nate Washington or Mr. Williams did the punt returner. I'm gonna go out and grab some more of these for this weekend. Actually, I might grab these to take down to the Pitt Notre Dame game this weekend.
Nah, Mr. Washington ain't going. Mr. Williams ain't gonna be here much.
No, probably not.
We're gonna stick with Nate Washington.
At least Nate Washington's got a ring. So
because
I'm gonna tell you something. These Goblin folks, like I said, these Goblin folks might accompany me to Pitt Notre Dame. Jay Brown, what you got, brother?
So like I said, I had already threw away my can, but old reliable staple here, Brew Gentleman, General Braddock's, solid.
Oh,
yes. I'm gonna take one more sip just because
one more game.
Delicious.
Did you put that? Yeah, we haven't. I don't think I've rated this.
You haven't rated this yet?
Now on the Burgh Cave scale, no, I don't think I've done it.
Well,
Well, you must
shit.
go get some more.
That's gonna be you right
Absolutely.
now. Yeah.
Um, solid Ernie Mills
Ooh.
with the General Braddock's 8.9 out of 10 for sure.
All right. Love that. Man, listen, we got 3 quality brews here. So we're gonna get some good talking in here, bro. Some
And the
good
cool
talking.
thing about General Braddock's too is that it's priced right
Okay.
and it's available at Sheets.
It is available at Sheets.
That's a win. That is such a win. So clutch.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. What a roller coaster of emotions between 2 weeks. Now we know the ebb and flow of the NFL happens week to week.
Mhm.
And I just want to give some general thoughts. And we started about this a little bit last time, or actually 2 weeks ago before the Colts game. And I want your thoughts because, we're all patient here. We all know the big picture in the game of football. But there's some things that I'm just starting to grow very tired of hearing every time there's a loss.
What's
I'm
that?
very tired of hearing about communication problems on defense.
Okay.
Players not executing. We got to execute better. We need to
Uh-huh.
play better, hold each other accountable. And now, and Cam coming out saying, anybody trust the man next to you on offense or defense? So now we're not trusting people.
Oh,
Listen, man, what are we doing? I mean, occasionally this is going to happen. You're going to get fooled by another NFL coach here and there where there's going to be a communication breakdown, even late into the year. I get that. At least we get that. I know that. But what are we doing here with all of these? It seems it's a repetitive issue. Now, I don't know if it's, how there's coach speak. They kind of give those blanket answers to the media. Is this player speak? I don't know. But now this is not just this year, too. This is the communication issue has been here for at least the last few years. General thoughts, guys, about the debacle what happened last night. And then we'll
Jay
get into
Brown, I'll defer to you, sir.
well, here's the thing about yesterday that's frustrating. Beginning of the game, first drive, you had Aaron miss DK Metcalf for 40 plus yards, and
we're gonna show that
if you hit that pass, the total trajectory of the game probably changes if you start off that first drive with the touchdown. And there was just things here and there in that game yesterday, mainly in the first half, that you just kind of felt like, all right, this this one is not in the cards for us. We had missed interceptions, Aaron missing just wide open checkdowns to where you can continue a drive instead of just going and running the old fashioned 9 route and throwing deep. There's just so many. And then Boswell missed a field goal. I mean,
of all things, right? Of all things, Boz missed a field goal.
Boz misses a field goal. So you add all that stuff together and you combine it with an offense that it seems like if they don't play a perfect game, we're usually in trouble. And just yesterday was just one of those. It was just one of those days. Aaron was just not. He was just not himself yesterday. I'm not sure if that was old age, fatigue. I don't know, but I hope they can right this ship starting next week.
You're gonna have to.
There's a lot of work to be done because the Ravens are hot on their heels right now.
Yeah, I thought that the Minnesota game would have been the one that could have helped us out a little bit because Minnesota's a quality team. And it looked good at the beginning there, but then, turnover city with Minnesota everywhere. But GB, go ahead. Steelers.
I'm going to look at this in a little bit of a different light. I'm not going to talk about the players. I'm looking right in the eyes and the body language in the heart of uh, Coach Mike. And we're only what 9 games in, and he looks tired. He looks like this season is already wearing greatly on him, right? That's the part that concerns me the most because
Mm-hmm.
in most cases he's usually able to stay calm and composed when it comes to the media. Like it's just like whatever, I'll just tell you anything and that's going to be that. But the media's been getting to him lately, right?
Right.
This he's been sniffing back. Like he would snip back every now and again, but now it's getting to like, and I'm going to pay attention to this
It's a good
because
point.
this like if this type of play continues, I could see a Jim Mora type of collapse and blow up because it's starting to feel like it could go that way potentially. Like it could become an explosive situation, and the Yinzers would rejoice because that would probably be the beginning. That would be the beginning of the end. But I'm just saying that just pay attention to his body language. I there's something a little bit different. I showed you the
Yeah.
picture, the sound bites. He looks like, if anybody's
Looks
ever
like a
watched
defeated
Lethal
man.
Weapon, if anybody's
Yep.
ever watched Lethal Weapon, he looks like Roger Murtaugh. I'm too old for this shit. That's what he's looking like right now. In some of these pictures. So, that's the thing that's really, concerning out of everything. And I know what
Mhm.
it is. It's lack of execution. Like he's just
Yes,
like,
sir.
why are we not executing? Why are we
Yep.
missing? Like, why is this? I brought you in here to make completions to
Yep.
wide open receivers.
Yep.
You did not do that at all. I don't know what you was doing in Malibu, but you was not focused on the game. I could tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's the part that you could see it all written all over Coach Tomlin's face on
Yep.
the sidelines, and during the press conference.
Yeah. By the way, welcome back, Mark. Appreciate you, Jay Brown. You got the shout out. The chef is in
Yeah.
the building,
Mark,
and he does. Mark did agree with you, GB. He said he saw that same thing, and I got a question for you on that because I saw what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And is it some of the fatigue, which I can't discount that because I think that could be part of it, and is it some of it like I went to bat for Aaron Rodgers, and I got to call this guy out. Because you can
Yeah.
see basically the response of that was, what do you think?
Yeah.
Paraphrase. I don't know if he said that word for word, but when he talked about Aaron Rodgers' performance, like, what do you think? And that was obviously we have next question to pull out what's the name of that agent? Whatever that sports agent was, TO's agent. Next question. So he thought he had finally had to call out him. So because that was the worst game I've seen Rodgers play in a long time.
yeah,
It looked
Yeah.
like he just wanted no parts of anything on as far as getting hit, standing in the pocket. Now I know he got his bell rung pretty good by Dupree. There's
Yes,
that
he
even that
did.
still shot,
yeah.
Yes, he did.
and that was pretty bad. So that could have had a lot to do with the throws after the fact. But Jay
Yep.
Brown, you were talking about the beginning of that, and the fact that they missed. I want to say here, I took some notes here. They had possessions in the first half, and more importantly, the first quarter. It started on their own 40, the Chargers
Yes.
46, their
Yeah.
own 37, their own 37. They came away with 3 points.
3 points.
It was that second drive in particular. That was the most disgusting
After the
one.
bad punt. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was the one that's the one that because that's the one where he missed DK wide open on a deep cross. And that would have been a tutty. Like I actually said, that's the other part that was really frustrating. I watched this game in the airport because of the delays. And it's even worse because how you go to one of the bars at a restaurant that has a bar
Oh,
with
yeah.
television. We
Mhm.
picked the one that the direct TV wasn't even working. So so I had to watch it.
Hey,
I had my thank God for YouTube TV because I had my my phone
I was going to say,
up
exactly.
on a salt shaker. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there watching with these headphones on, and and I guess I was making noise because Diane kept looking at me and whatever. I'm like,
You like to
yo,
look
I'm
at
trying to
some
be
special
quiet,
way.
but yeah, I was at the airport, man.
Huh?
Freaking JFK, man.
Yeah, man. So I want to bring this up here. So we got there, and again, shout out to Tommy Jaggy on the Twitters for posting this. Again, Tommy posts some really, really good videos. Suggest giving that man a follow. But this is a little bit of a cut up, about a minute and a half of the beginning of the game, and just some bad throws by Mr. Rogers. So again, I don't see which one this is here. Believe this is okay. So there's actually Mr. Jones getting schooled.
This was the DK one, I believe.
It is the DK one, yeah. Because look at this. I mean, he could just reset himself. No, but watch the arm talent. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my.
I mean, that close.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you this, and there's another angle of it when you see on here too. DK kind of stops his route a little bit, like in the middle, and I think this is all about angles.
Yeah, that's the part you can't see. Yeah.
It's all about angles, and I'm going to show you why we're talking about angles here in another video. But that right there, man, even if you just put a little bit more air under it, but just the fact that he flipped his wrist.
Yep.
Put a little bit more. Yeah.
A little bit more air under it and go get it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the safety. And this is where he just kind of runs into coverage a little bit. This is just a freak accident where Photon, yeah, I can never say that man's name right. He just actually accidentally or inadvertently hit the ball out of his hand. That unfortunately happens.
Real quick, Dudek, I want to give the D coordinator of LA his props because he was baiting Aaron Rodgers to come into the pocket knowing that those dudes were going to be able to collapse on him. And that's they were doing that the whole freaking game. There was a lot of spins to the inside, right?
Yeah.
Go outside, spin to the inside, technique to bring him into the pocket because they know he really doesn't have that escapability anymore. Mm-hmm. So shout out to them. And then in coverage, they manned up. They were either cover 0 or cover 1 press, right?
Yeah.
So them dudes got to get off right away, and that was the thing that really caused the issue. And I got to be honest with you, because we don't have a legitimate WR2, and our WR2 should be the WR3 or maybe even the WR4. This is where missing in the trade deadlines and in free agent acquisition, this is where it gets exposed right here, right now, because you can tell that the personnel isn't quite, it's not all the way there. It's just not.
No, and we'll think about that. I mean, I believe that the WR2 is also a product of the offense that the Steelers run, and the targets aren't there, so you have guys choosing to go elsewhere, especially if they think they can land another contract. And in Georgia, DK, he kind of stopped running enough to where it was. And I'm gonna see if I can have another angle, and I'll show you. But when he was breaking down the middle of the field, you could see he kind of like just stops for a little bit, and then he goes back up, and then I think that's where he missed it. Now again, because Rodgers, you saw the flick of the wrist. I mean, the arm talent is definitely not gone. And again, this is just one where, he's running around. I mean, he's open a little bit too, but you got these guys right in your face.
Right in their backs. Yep.
Yeah, right in the backs. And watch, there's the ball gets hit right there by 76 with his hand. Yeah. And that's what actually caused. And then you got to do what you got to do, right? You just got to jump on it for the safety.
This was by far Fautanu's worst game of the year. Yep. And I say that, I mean, he had something but he still played it. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, notwithstanding the safety, he still played a relatively good game at the end of the day. It wasn't an awful game for him.
No, this was
wasn't his standards.
Exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't his standards. Yeah, this is his 10th game, counting the one he played last year a little bit. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
This is right here, guys. You won't. I say won't appreciate because we don't appreciate this, but this is the throw to 81
Just
That
John
is
Who?
the
Ugh.
this is the John Who throw, and this is the one that was kind of shocking because when you see that, look at the pocket.
Yeah,
Great.
it's beautiful.
I mean, he's doing something.
Maybe Spencer Anderson scared
Spencer
him.
Anderson, whoop.
Up there,
Look,
right
there is
dancing.
nobody in his face.
Anderson might have scared him though. Look how he fell right by his knees. I'm not even kidding you. Run that back. I didn't notice that until right now. Look where he's at.
Wait, let me just watch Anderson the entire play.
Falling about. What happened to Andrews Pete, by the way?
I don't know.
Because they had a false start, and I didn't hear from him.
Did he trip over Broderick's foot? Maybe
I think he tripped. That's why I'm going back to look.
And that's
Look. Well, he stepped right on Broderick's foot.
Yeah, and that's right towards Rogers' plant foot. I didn't notice that before.
But he still has a clean pocket. He sails back a bit, but he's got the talent. But then look at this.
About to hit his knee.
Spencer Anderson about to take out his knees.
He's about to take his knees out.
If Rogers puts that on his chest like he normally does, he scores.
Yeah, easy.
That's easy, Tutty.
Look at that. He turns and runs. He turns and runs, and he's in that corner pylon right there.
Yeah.
And Dudek, it's these misses that you're showing to where I'm not ready to quite hit that panic button.
Correct.
Quite
yet.
yet.
I feel the same way.
Like we're so close.
Yeah.
But how many more times can we keep saying
so close? Yeah.
We're so close. We're coming to like the meat and potatoes of our schedule, and we can't afford to have these types of misses going into this last stretch of the season at all.
And Baltimore looking like the Undertaker behind AJ Styles.
Really?
In that meme, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like behind us.
And the thing is, it's all still in front of them. Next week is a must win because it's a whole divisional thing.
Yeah.
And then, you still have 2 against Baltimore. So no matter how bad things are right now, they still control their own destiny with this.
Absolutely.
So you can step back and pause and breathe a little bit. But there's some, like I said, there's some shit that it's just getting a little tiresome on this. But Rodgers has played enough good games that I'll chalk up one bad game for him. So what play is this here? And I just saw this video, and I didn't want to get to look at the. This is the play he got smacked. You can see Bud Dupree coming, and then this is the play where I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bud hits with bad intentions.
It looked worse in fast motion.
Now this one here. Okay, so this is the deep one. This one here, I just chalk up to this was a good defense.
It's to the wrong.
This is the deep one to Austin.
He threw it to the wrong guy.
There was Gainwell was breaking.
Underneath?
That underneath? Was Gainwell on the underneath on the out.
Up on the top of the screen there.
And then who is this?
Underneath at the 45. Who's at the 45?
That's DK right here.
No, up 10 up what? 15 yards. Right by the look.
Oh, that's Roman.
Yeah, Roman's wide, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, I think so too. But like, if you throw it in here, who's to say he doesn't come off his man and make a play too?
But I don't know. Not with that arm talent.
But look, I mean, the ball is right there.
If he gets it a little, just a hair.
Just a hair. Maybe if he throws it earlier.
Yeah.
That's just a hell of a play by the defense there.
Dude, you lead Roman Wilson to the sideline though. That ain't nobody getting to that.
Yep.
The angle. That wouldn't. That angle would have been. There would have been no way that safety would have been able to come down that quick. Not at the angle. If he was flat,
he would have had to stop his momentum. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this is his pick. Now, I think this is just more of. I think he threw it too early, but he might be getting happy feet because there's Pete. He's getting crushed.
Jesus.
Because if DK can break that off a little bit, because look, I mean,
he's splitting.
Yeah,
I didn't see that until now. Yeah,
if he can split this right here,
right,
it's gone. And because he has to get rid of a little bit earlier than he wants to, he has to get it over this guy. but he gets a little bit too high, and that's where he threw the
What
pick.
was the down and distance on here, Dudek? I can't remember.
That down and distance, I don't know. It had to be early because they're throwing from like the 20. Might have been a second down play.
I kind of wish that he just dumped it because sometimes you just got to do that from time to time. And and that time, John New kind of broke open. John New broke open. He had it, and it was right underneath. It was a safe throw too. But I digress.
Let me see if I could find.
And see, when I talk about Coach Tomlin, that's the stuff that I'm talking about. He sees it at a play here, a play there. This is a whole different game.
Yeah,
it's a whole different freaking ball game.
And this is what I want to show you guys. We talked about this wide receiver too, and some of these wide receivers, in my opinion, are just not ready yet. I'm losing defending points on Calvin Austin as a 2. He is a good. He is a good. I think a good 3. He doesn't belong on the outside. Roman Wilson, he's earning more and more playing time, in my opinion. But you can tell this is where he is learning. He hasn't learned yet. This is the play right before the half. They could have actually got into field goal range with this. So Roman Wilson is right down here. And I want you to watch. Let me see if I could just play this along like this. So watch. Actually, I'll play it and I'm going to pause it. So watch Roman Wilson the entire time. Okay, so see where we're stopping. So here's Roman Wilson. Look at all this over here.
Tagger.
Right?
Tagger.
Stop. Why is he continuing to go upfield? He should be flattening this way. He basically, he should be coming back to about this 45-yard line, coming back to your quarterback. Because he keeps drifting this way, it allows Jackson to undercut. So, this is receiver 101. Look.
Can we talk to the people for a second, Dudek? Let's talk to the people about the combine. Because this is exactly my favorite drill, where they come across and they stay flat on their route and they got to catch balls running across right and left. And it's this right here that shows. And the dudes that drift, this is the reason why you can't drift. That's why they look at you, different. Had he been throwing, I'm just going to throw a name out here just as an example. Had he been throwing to like a Puka Nakua, right? That's a whole different ball game right there because of the way that the Puka Nakua would have ran that route, because that thing would have been flat. You understand what I'm saying, Dudek? That'd have been flat, and it would have been a whole different situation. And that's where that youth and experience come into play right here.
Yep.
Right here. If he stays,
heck, Scotty Miller probably runs a better route than that.
If he hugs the 45, if he just hugs the 45, stays flat on the 45, then you got something there. He's drifting. You're absolutely right.
Yep, and you know what? And you're right, GB, because that would be the perfect route. But even that, you have time.
It's a dagger. It's a dagger concept.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
You have time right here. You have time right here to now correct yourself.
Yes.
You start drifting back in because you can see the ball's gone. And look, again, this is where he's at. Allows him to make a play. If he is coming this way,
if he hugs on the 45,
what happens is
it's an easy completion.
It's an easy completion, and guess what he does? He runs right out of bounds, and they have time for even one more play, and to get in the Ball's range.
Yeah.
Now, again, it didn't make a difference in the game. I wanted to show this to everybody because of it's just the young receivers that don't know, and Roman Wilson's still learning, right? And I guarantee you, they coach not to do this in practice and in camp. It's just when you're in a game, you forget. And I guarantee you, they taught this at Michigan too. They teach this in
tendencies.
It's that AWR. It's that AWR in Madden. he was lacking awareness.
Right. So watch this. Here's another angle of it.
Yeah, bro. bro. He stays
See,
flat, bro.
if he stays flat, he cannot undercut that, and it's a completed ball. So those are just two different things that I've seen from the receiver perspective, where I'm like, and I like Roman Wilson's explosiveness. I mean, Austin might be faster, but I think Roman's more explosive.
Yeah.
And I think he just needs to get into more snaps, and we'll see if Valdez Scantling. I bet you he plays this week. By the way,
no doubt.
They're tired of seeing this.
No doubt.
They're tired of seeing this. By the way, you guys mentioned 76 had a decent, or one of his worst games, but man, he gave us something though.
Yeah,
he sure gave us something. Watch our boy 76 right here, fellas. And by the way, if anybody else has any comments on it, please feel free to comment on some of these, or if there's any other questions you have on these videos that we post. This is from Derek, Steelers DB as well. And again, this man posts great
That's
stuff.
Another dude. Yeah, I like that dude. Yep.
Watch 76. And by the way, 30 ran his tail off.
He did.
That dude's funny.
Yeah. Can we talk about that for a second?
What? Fuatanu?
No, 30 in the distribution of labor. What's going on with that?
I don't know, bro.
I wasn't really feeling I wasn't feeling that. I feel like Jaylen Warren is head and shoulders better than, and this is my point. We were talking about Krishan Williams too. Like, he's head and shoulders better than these other guys right now.
Oh yeah.
Although I want to see some more Johnson. Like, I'm starting to see just a little bit of a glimpse. I feel like they get him some, getting 7 to 10. Let's see what that looks like. Put Gainwell at punt return, because Krishan Williams starting to lose his luster. He done dropped. He done muffed the punt, and he been looking a little questionable on the punt return, anyways. That's enough. Off with you.
GB, it's like GB was in my head in my production meeting here. If we don't, because we don't have one.
Truth always sounds the same.
Always sound the same. If you guys remember this got called back on a penalty.
Yeah.
But you talk about, this is what I think we've all wanted to see. I know GB, Jared, we were talking about this when they drafted this man. This is what we want to see.
That's it.
Love to see it.
I mean, there was multiple holds here. I think this was on 76 got called for holding.
Yeah, they both did.
And you know what? He held him. I mean, is what it is. He held him.
He did.
But look, it's that one cut run. Let me get this. Let me if I can walk this through here. It's not see, good blocking here. Wide back
right idea.
He
had the right idea.
And the thing is, too, I don't even think he needed to really hold him that long as well. But we'll see. Let me see. He might have. No.
It was.
He's going to get better.
That was the play they both held the whole right side.
The reason being is because 99 has leverage.
Yeah,
that was the issue. He had leverage. Fautanu's up, like he was up on him. Like he had no extension whatsoever to even get any type of leverage to push him anywhere. So he had no choice but to hug him because he had no leverage.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just hoping he wasn't going to get called, but
look how high he is.
By 99, 99 got him in the. Yeah, he got him with that. He got him with that forearm. Outside, got his arm free. That's beautiful.
Yep. How high he was. So but you would like to see more of this, and he's. I think he had like 3 or 4 carries. He seems to be running with a little bit more purpose, and you could see the talent and why they drafted him.
Yep.
So, like I said,
I found it interesting they gave it to him on 1 and 10 at our 5.
At the 5,
Well,
there's the confidence, right?
That's an interesting game plan.
There is some confidence. So, 76 and 20 and 30, I think there were some bright spots. The hurdle by Warren was outstanding. I'm more concerned about from the offense. It's not necessarily the offense in particular. They just seem to shoot themselves in the foot at the wrong time. And and actually, I did. You guys would talk about just the offensive. Like, what are your thoughts on like why they do that? Is there a rhyme or reason, or is it just more of this? Cam was saying, who can we trust? Do you guys make anything about them just shooting themselves in the foot at the wrong time? And then we have a comment here that I'm going to pull up another video here by Sam here.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it that just shows signs of a 500 football team where you just can't get right on certain sides of the ball. Offense plays well one week, defense gives it up. Defense plays well one week, and vice versa. I mean, it's just it's all the signs of a 9-8, 10-17 team, and I hate to say that, but it just kind of is what it is. You can't. They're not building that consistency week in and week out. Like you would hope that they would peak and play their best football towards the end of the season, but as it's looking right now, it's not trending that way, and that's not good for what the schedule says that we have to play.
Yeah, exactly. Also, man, Sam, good point. And Sam, I wanted to bring this up. GB, I'd like you take first crack at this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, bad calls happen to every team in every game. Sometimes you're the beneficiary of it. Sometimes you get the bad part or the brunt of it. And what Sam brought up is 100% correct. That I don't know how you do not call this.
Somebody gave us who was on the booth. They gave some sort of excuse, almost like a charge.
They said, incidental contact.
Yeah, because he's able if his feet are planted,
and
then he has the right to basically be there, so it could be considered incidental contact.
Yeah, he does.
He's planted.
Oh, but no, look, his left foot's not down.
I mean, we going. We have the luxury of slowing it all the way down, bro. Like these dudes this is real time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna I've never been one, and this is I've never been one to say that penalties, because that's the human element, right? We're gonna be, as you said, we're gonna benefit sometimes, and sometimes we're not gonna benefit. And it's just kind of is what it is. That's there's until they find a way to to make a replay real quick and move on from it.
Mm-hmm.
There's really nothing to complain about in my book, because it's just kind of is what it is.
Yeah,
like we get good calls and bad calls.
Yeah,
we do. But again, also, it's the inconsistencies of the calls that was 100%, and that actually I believe that was on a third down as well. Which
I'm more concerned about the inconsistency of our play than the inconsistency of the Zebras. If we're getting to the point that we are concerned about what the Zebras are going to do, then we've already lost.
Well, yeah, you're 100% right. And again, that was not the reason they lost, but it was just an egregious call. That's all it was. But you're correct. I'm not going to ever sit there and blame one single play or one call on an entire game.
In the words of Don D.C. Curry, when you need help, you just need help. And we need help.
We need help.
Occasionally we could do it. All right. So, and then this is a really good example of a bad situation. Okay. You have Calvin Austin, DK, Roman Wilson. Okay. So they're actually in 11 personnel here. I think this is Gainwell, and then you have Washington.
Gainwell. Yeah.
I want everybody here that's hanging out with us, watch the separation or lack thereof. Okay. Look up here. I don't look at Washington as somebody getting separation. He doesn't need it. But there's DK.
Is this on that third down?
I don't know exactly when this was.
This was the first drive, third down, because Austin was going to come back on the outside and he missed him. I was just watching this.
Okay.
Right before.
Yeah, and he actually fell. But some of these are like some simple one-on-one concept. There's no like scheming here. This is just trying to beat one-on-one. It's good coverage by the Chargers. I'm not going to discount them. I mean, you could maybe make a case for this guy for Gainwell out of the backfield.
I want to give credit to the scheme, and I'm gonna tell you why. Watch the D end, cut to the inside, and the D tackle cuts to the outside, and it looks like, that's why I like the brew that I was drinking, seeing things. It made him think that there was more pressure than there actually was. There's only 4 dudes.
Yeah, and
he cuts inside. He goes to the outside. He
beats Broderick.
Watch the D tackle. D tackle's right there waiting. He's sitting.
It's like a mush rush. Yep.
Yeah, that's exact. And that's what they did. They did that the whole game because they know that Rodgers don't have the escapability like he used to. That's the exposure that we need to be concerned about. Because if you look at the numbers tell you that Rodgers' his numbers have been regressing over the last 4 games. And it's ironically, we've lost 3 out of our last 4. Okay. A part of that is because they realize, look, we don't have to even send a bunch of dudes. We can make him think he's seeing ghosts. You know what I mean? Because he can't move like he used to. So all we got to do is just meet him there. And unfortunately, these D tackles just as fast as he is.
Right.
So, when you're in that position, and see, that's the part that, as a 42-year-old man, you're like, all right, that's where the happy feet come in because you can't move like you used to. And that's the part that I'm like, out of all the stuff, I'll pay attention to, a lot of things. And that was the thing I paid attention to from a player's perspective. Like this can, and think about, and I hate to put this in this light, but this kind of feels like it's starting to feel like a little bit of revisionist history here. Russ was cooking until he wasn't. And he was 5 years younger. Sometimes, look, age is undefeated. And you never know, Jesus' return, you don't know the day or the hour where you're going to lose you're going to lose that edge that made you great. And I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers is there, but I'm paying close attention to it because the numbers say that he is regressing. That's just what it is.
And to your point, Gabe or GB, I should say, we at least started off the season 8-2 with Russ. So we had a little bit more
NJ Fields
room. Yeah. This year, not so much. So I hope he's not completely stick a fork in him.
And that's why I said this could turn into a Jim Morris situation real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, who would have thought of that too? Playoffs. So I want to bring up something that's actually a positive.
Yep.
In the last 2 games, this defense is kind of turning into a similar form of what we expected.
Yeah.
And the safety combination of Ramsey and Duggar, I think, are doing some things.
Yes.
Hell, even had Pierre playing well last night. Now, the plays that were made by the Chargers last night, the long ball to McConkey and others, I can't be mad at that. I mean, that ball was basically handed to McConkey.
I still don't know how he caught that one ball.
I don't know how he got it in there, nor he caught it.
Eccles,
I mean, the touchdown into the first half looked like a little bit of a blown coverage. But listen, you give up 25 points on the road. Herbert is a top 15 quarterback, not a top 10. They got some good talent, at the skill positions. They play relatively well. Like Jared was saying at the beginning of the show, the Steelers score early, this is a whole different ball game, and you never know what happened. I mean, they may have sacked Herbert a lot more times because he would have had to have thrown more. I want to call it. There's a play here that I brought up. I think this is the last bit of film that I found. This is beautiful. Now, if you guys remember in the first couple games, those deep crossing routes, right? They got burnt for touchdowns. I get the Patriots did it, the Jets did it, Garrett Wilson, and I can't remember who for the Patriots did it. Well, here it comes again, and they were prepared. And the difference is you have Ramsey and, dare I say, Pierre playing it well. So you can see here.
Stop talking about Pierre like that, because Pierre been balling in our year of the Lord 2025.
Hey, he's got to do. Hey, listen, I haven't forgotten for dropping that punt against Washington last year, but what? But this is good here. This is perfect to how to play. Here comes that double cross with the three guys, and look how they hand each other off. Ramsey's got that guy, and then they double the guy at the bottom. I don't know who's running what. That is a perfect way where one of them, where I think that before Pierre would run with this guy and he would come over, like they had it all screwed up at the beginning, but they played this to perfection.
Yeah.
And it got a sack back here.
They got rid of the dude that was causing a lot of problems. They just released him. It was Juan Thornhill.
It
was like, we can bring Castro back. You know?
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, that was just another missed opportunity as well, too. So it just seems like it's just these little things that bite them in the ass here and there. What are we going to do? The game of inches right now. So you would like to think maybe that turns around here as the season moves on. But so what do you guys think about this defense?
I was going to say, TJ Watt even said himself, it was like, look, we're out here to try to take the ball away. Like, we don't change. Like, the game plan don't change. Like, we still out here, like, even when we don't, cause the turnovers that we want to cause. Like, it's our intention to do that every single week. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it just does not. And unfortunately, it's not. And you know what? I want to apologize to TJ Watt. My bad, bro. The numbers told me something different. I didn't realize how many times he was getting double teamed until I like how egregiously more he was getting double teamed until they was like, look at here, GV. It's 40 more it's 40 more plays than anybody else. I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave him alone now. His hips still look a little bad, but that's all right. But yeah, I'm gonna leave him alone.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do your thing, TJ.
Yeah, and he's still a presence out there too, so they're still going to scheme. They're still going to scheme on him because you saw last week. You can go ahead and leave him 1-on-1, and that's when he had that strip sack on Danny Dimes. So he's still able to make a splash play here and there. I just don't think he's doing it at the velocity that he did previously. So shout out also on defense. Mr. Benton is coming around.
Yeah.
Jay Chef, man, talk about Benton's game. He continued.
Yeah.
Did I see him taking on double teams?
Yes, you did. And I like where he's at in the pass rush right now. He is actually fourth on the squad right now in sacks at 4.5. Kudos to him because we were giving him the business earlier in the season. So that's another dude that we owe an apology to. And I'm happy for the guy because he definitely took a lot of slack, almost just like Broderick Jones did on the offensive side. And he's really seen turn around these past couple weeks. So kudos to him for sure.
Yeah. Facts. Dude's been balling.
Yeah, he's been balling. 99 continues to ball. But I like the way they're playing. I mean, Cam and DJ played well. There was a lot of good play on the defensive side of the ball, and like I said, for the most part, I believe that they played relatively well. Herbig continues to make some plays. I like to see that he's getting more snaps, which it really, Herbig's increased snaps. I mean, he gets in for TJ as well, but I believe Highsmith. I don't know what his snap count went, if it was consistent or if it went down. Highsmith seems to play pretty well. Highsmith is like the outside backer that does the dirty work. You don't see a lot of splash plays. I know he had 2 sacks last week, but he doesn't make a ton of splash plays right now. It seems to be more of Herbig. Herbig's got that dip move that he's mastering.
I was going to say, Highsmith had 2 yesterday.
Yeah, 2.
Sacks yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems
I did not realize that.
It seems like he's fully healthy now.
Yeah.
Don't look now. He got 5.5. Yeah, he got 5.5. Yeah, don't. Hey.
Okay.
He out here about the. He got as much as Herbig in less games. I'm just saying that to you. I ain't saying that to you. I'm saying that to all them dudes who was like, let's trade Alex Highsmith. He ain't worth a damn. He ain't this. He ain't that. Well, Alex Highsmith is showing y'all why we needed to keep Alex Highsmith. Okay, let's keep that. Let's make that abundantly clear. He only a half a sack away from T.J. Watt and Herbig, and that's what we were talking about. The division of labor. All of them are in the same. Yeah. It's just different now. Like the sack differential is just a little bit different, you know. So yeah, it's all necessary at the end of the day. They need them all.
100%, because when injuries come in, I mean, you know, you need guys that can spell, but you also need spot starters. And I'm even more comfortable with Mr. Sawyer coming in as well. He's playing well. Not the pass rusher that the other 3 are yet, but he can play the run very well. He's pretty disruptive, and so they're like I said, their defense is really good. I don't know. I would like to see make a push to sign Duggar in the offseason, because I know part of that trade with the Patriots is they're going to rip up his contract. Because New England's paying most of his money this year, because all we did basically was swap a 6 and a 7. But I believe part of the reason why he just fell out of the scheme fit for the Patriots, so that's why they wanted to dump him. And I like to see
Elliott's last year too. Is he a free agent next year? Or he got another year.
Elliott?
Yeah.
No, he just signed the 2-year extension.
So he has all right. So did he have one? I can't remember. Did he have a year left when he signed a 2-year? So we got it for 2. Got it. Yeah, that's the move right there.
This is a curious question from Dan.
Hell no.
The answer is no.
No, the answer is hell no.
And 2 reasons. It's the pedigree. I mean, who are you going to go to? Mason.
Don't believe what you hear on Twitter.
Yeah, well, it's the thing. You know, 2 things can be true. 2 things can be true. Even though coming into the game, the Steelers were 5-3. But there's a reason why they won the majority of those games was because of Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers played like absolute dog shit yesterday. So 2 things can be true. The only way Rodgers does not play is because of injury.
Correct.
Or the only way I would say this. No, I take this back. The only way I believe Rodgers does not play, and I still think he plays, but Mike might want to. This have to be a Rooney decision, not even a Mike decision. So what are we now? 5-4. If there's a point where they're 6-10,
I would say
5-10, 5-10. Do you want to put in Will Howard to see what you got?
You might do it then. Yeah,
you might do it then.
If it falls off the rails.
If it falls completely off the rails,
yes.
One, because that means Rodgers is definitely going to retire.
Yes.
But I do think the Steelers, because you did not get any playing time with in the preseason because of his injury, I do think you would want to see what Will Howard can do, because if he comes in and let's say if this falls off the rails and he's in there for the last 2 or 3 games and he plays a certain kind of way, because you have Mason Rudolph next year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you then try to build a team around it? Because listen, this quarterback draft class, we'll get into that in the offseason. This quarterback draft class is not what it was at the beginning of the year. I don't know. It's just a conversation.
No, I'm not. I will defer at present that Will Howard was a product of all of the incredible receivers that he had and the incredible talent that he had around him. I like him. but I just don't think he's a quarterback that we're building a franchise. He's not a franchise future. He ain't the future of the franchise.
I'm not saying he is, but I'm not saying he's not. But so
I'm
we'll
saying
see.
he's not emphatically. I'm like, nah, nope. I mean, I like him again. I like him, but I just don't think.
Mhm.
You know, that's like I didn't believe Shador Sanders was either at one point. I was like, Jackson Dart, you know, none of them, none of the above.
I'm not saying he is or not. I'm intrigued. Like I said, I'm just very, very intrigued. So, we'll see. We'll see. Honestly, I hope we don't get to see him. I hope we turn around and we're fighting for a division crown, because I think really the only way. Well, I'll say the only way, if they were to squeak into playoffs again at a 10-7, something like that, if they win a division, they get a home playoff game. So I'll leave you guys with
Need
this.
that.
Yeah.
With the people who are watching here. Well, actually, here we got Dan with another question here, guys. I'm going to pop this up here. It's an interesting question. You know what? As I think about that, I'm gonna put this up again for people in the chat as well. It's a very good question. Anybody else weigh in the chat want to weigh on this question? But GB, go ahead.
I will. Let's defer to. First of all, let's see if we make the postseason. Okay. Because for the first time, we actually since Ben Roethlisberger, we actually have a quarterback that, has won some postseason games, and you have a roster who has postseason experience, including Super Bowls. Okay, I've been talking. If you've been following, I'll die on this hill. I'm still going to die on the hill, even though we got questions. I'm still dying on them. We're going to the Super Bowl hill. Like, I'm not going to come off that hill until it's over. Like, that's just what it is. Okay. So I say all that to say that, no, I do believe that the coaching, and it's not about Mike Tomlin. Like, Mike Tomlin, you can put anybody in here. It's still, what is the personnel doing to execute said plan from coaches at the end of the day? Okay. And if you don't believe me, like, look at Patrick Mahomes and how well they play week in and week out, even though they even started in a shitty situation, but they're turning it around. Okay. And it's just what it is. So I don't think that it's a Mike Tomlin issue, y'all. Like, I know a lot of, people, non-melanated people in particular, don't want to, give Mike Tomlin his flowers, but Mike Tomlin has he has done more with less, a lot more than he's done less with more, and that's just the reality. So if you give him a shot, especially with a roster like this, as I call them, the hired mercenaries, and they make it, if they make it, that's a big if right now. It's gonna fall off the rails, but if they make it, I think that there's still. You talk about a high ceiling. I'm going to talk about this roster. I believe that this roster still has. You put them in the playoffs, they have a high ceiling to do some big things because of the personnel. Those dudes don't forget in the postseason. Like, I can understand, the ebbs and flows in a regular season because there's 17 games. That's a lot of freaking games, y'all. That's a lot of games, right? But what I'm going to say is, at the end of the day, like, I think with this roster right now, I do believe that he will do more with more. Does that make sense? He gonna do more with more. They got what it takes to make it to the whole chip, bro. I'll die on that hill all freaking year.
So, Jared, do you have any thoughts?
Yes. Who you have playing on the field matters, and
a lot.
Like GB said, Tomlin most definitely has done more with less, and to your point, even during the peak Ben years, we never really had that balance whenever Ben was a part of the team. Like most of our salary was going towards the offense. So like the defense it was never really where it could have been during those years. So I don't know, man. For a coach to be able to still win at this high a level consistently, day in, day out, season after season after season, it's incredible. And it's going to be one of those feats that you're not going to really appreciate it until he's actually gone in the booth and doing his thing post coaching. So just kind of appreciate what you have right now, because it could always be worse. And I'll just leave it at that for now.
The comment of doing more with less. Since Ben has left, you have Mason Rudolph, Delvin Hodges, Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, who everybody said was dog shit in Denver. He had a decent run here, and then obviously he turned back into what he turned into. You see what Justin Fields did at Chicago. You see what he's doing with the Jets, yet he was 4-2 here. That's doing more with less. Look at Bill Belichick when he lost his quarterback. Look at, even though he's having success this year, what Sean Payton did when he lost Breeze. Look at Andy Reid without he had some success with McNabb, but look, he didn't do anything until he had McNabb.
He didn't win no Super Bowl.
He didn't win any Super Bowls. All these coaches that when they didn't have some of these players, they had crap seasons. Mason Rudolph and Delvin Hodges, and they went 8-8. I know fans don't like to hear. And by the way, I am critical of Tomlin, especially this year, as much as anybody, because he deserves it. But it's not one man is all criticism. I'm also going to give him credit for going 8-8 with those quarterbacks that any other team would have been 6-12 or 5-12. Excuse me. Right. But I've also heard from Steelers fans, yeah, he did go 11-5 in 1 year. So there's one example. Not saying no one's ever done it, but then look what Bill Belichick's done ever since. Look what he's doing in North Carolina. You also look at players that, like GB said, that don't fit the system. I've also now heard when you say does more with less. I have heard fans say that Tomlin can't coach during the games. He's a terrible game coach. I've heard Mike Tomlin can't draft players. I've heard Mike Tomlin doesn't do this right. He doesn't pick coaches well. He's terrible at hiring assistant coaches. I have heard all this stuff. So he can't draft. He can't pick coaches, right? He doesn't do game day coaching very well. All this stuff is true, right?
But he has no season. Why ain't we ever?
That's doing more with less.
5 picks, y'all. Why don't we ever have top 10 picks? Why? Come on. Listen. And this is not even just a Mike Tomlin thing. This is a Pittsburgh.
No,
Steelers
it's not.
thing,
It's
okay?
not. No. I don't want to go on that tangent because I don't want to.
The last time the Steelers had a losing season, I wasn't even married yet. I have no kids. I got a daughter who is a sophomore in college, and I have a son who's a sophomore in high school. They weren't even a thought. I don't even think I was even engaged. I've been married for 21 years. My marriage can drink. Could y'all please give your team, please, not just Tomlin, can you please give your team the deserved flowers and the respect that it is due? Stop being so because you have been blessed to be in a city in a team that is always in it. Whether they lose in the first round or the AFC Championship or whatever, and there's a drought going on right now. But at the end of the day, listen, that's I promise you, that's way better than going 2-15 and you're already done with the season right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? 2-8. And you're already done with the season. You be the one with the paper bag on your head, doing that crazy stuff. Look, y'all ain't built for it, first of all, because you collapse after every loss. So how you think you're gonna lose in that situation? So please just give your boy his due, because he deserves it at the end of the day, man. I'm sorry.
Be careful asking for the Pirates as your football team. That's all I'll say about that.
And I'm gonna see with this, and obviously
crazy.
Dan's on the other side of this fence on that, and that's fine, and that's more than okay. You can have your opinions on this, but this is what I do not like about sports fans right now, because, like I said earlier, two things can be true.
They could both be true, sure.
And you can get balloons. Two things can be true. By the way, I think if I do this, I get fireworks. I don't know. Two things can be true. You can respect and appreciate what Tomlin has done. And by the way, and we'll see if it happens this year, what are you going to do when Tomlin passes up Chuck Noll for most wins in franchise history? Could happen this year.
Nelson.
So you can appreciate for what he has done and the longevity and the success, because the way you guys don't appreciate that, you act like this long of losing seasons, this stuff, it happens all the time, and it doesn't. So you can appreciate and respect what he has done on top of being critical
and
of
still
the playoff drought.
That exactly.
100% be critical. I'm critical of him for the playoff drought. But I'm not going to sit there and bash this guy like he sucks at everything, because that's stupid.
Stupid.
It's stupid.
This ain't politics. You got to stay on one side of the aisle. You know what I mean? Or you don't got to do that in fandom.
People's criticisms of Tomlin.
That's another story. But you know what I'm saying? But that's my point. Like you can acknowledge the consistency for what it is, right? And it's not. And I hate when people say it's mediocrity, because if it was mediocrity, everybody would be doing it. That is the exact opposite of mediocrity, y'all. Like it's the exact opposite. If it was mediocrity, every single coach would not have losing seasons for infinite amount of years. That would be everybody doing it. That's the absolute definition of being mediocre. That is not being mediocre. That is a high level of consistency at the highest level of football. Period.
Guy's terrible.
Everybody's getting paid.
He's awful.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's getting paid.
Yeah.
Everybody works hard. Let's make that clear. Everybody works hard in the off season. Everybody's doing the same stuff. Everybody got nutritionists. Everybody got money. Everybody got all that. Everybody got everything, y'all. Right? And at the end of the day, there are still organizations that can't get right. And there are still organizations that are in it every freaking year, and you are just happen to be blessed to be part of an organization that is in it every freaking year. Accept it for what it is. Or you know what? Let's look at it the other way. The alternative is looking at what the Pirates are doing right now. That's a whole different type of ball game. And you tell me which one you want. I'm off my soapbox.
And this is the last thing on this. And Dan, I'm going to bring out one last comment from Dan. And by the way, I do appreciate your comments here as a different side of the arguments, if you will, or the beliefs. So I do appreciate this. We're not. It is definitely Mike Tomlin is a fireball subject, if you will. And this is also what I don't like, because this is just disrespectful. You're going to say that he admires his work, and rather than getting back to work,
that's that stuff.
This is the kind of stuff that if I see somebody in person, I walk away, because you don't know that.
Nobody admires his work.
He stands back there like a brother just cut his yard, just hands on his hip.
Look at my work.
He's like a guy just cut his damn yard. Like I actually do every time I cut my grass. I just
Look
give
at
it
this.
That's a damn nice deal.
I ain't never seen Tomlin like this at the end of a game.
No. No, just stop that, man. Listen, like I said, Tomlin deserves a criticism. Everybody here that's criticizing him, for the playoff drought, I get it. For I think we've all had here. I think we all come to agree like he's the worst at picking kickoff return guys.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
Facts.
But obviously he does have his issues with challenges. I don't know who his challenge guy is in the booth, but he's terrible. Obviously there have been times where he's been out coached, but there's also times where he's out coached. I didn't hear anybody, and this is also the thing that gets me. Was anybody on the Twitters here giving Tomlin props for out coaching the Colts last week?
Never happened.
Is anybody here giving him credit for out coaching the Patriots in week 2? No. So if you're going to criticize him, and rightfully so, I hear nothing when he wins. That's like this fan base was so quiet last year when the Steelers were 10-3. They were quiet.
So weird too. That's like
it was weird.
So weird. So weird.
And all of a sudden when they lost to the Eagles and the Ravens in back-to-back, that was ugly. I get it. All of a sudden now it's insane. Mr. Steeler fan, how can you execute an offense with the wrong play called? Arthur Smith was outcoached by OC Minter. I think you're correct. I think he was. A GB was pointing out like their way they were blitzing Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
they got Arthur Smith. They 100% did.
I gave absolute props to the DC.
I'm going to say this, and Mr. Steeler fan, thank you for bringing this up, because here is what I want to watch against the Bengals, because obviously the Bengals don't have the defense that the Chargers have. But they got players that can, because they're NFL players, that can execute that same type of blitz package or that pass rush that the Chargers did. How does Arthur Smith counteract that? Right? Let's see if they counter that, because I'd like to see. I'm going to watch that as far as if they're pass rushing the same as the Chargers did. I think Arthur Smith is a really good coach. I don't think he's like top-notch OC, but he's a really good coach. Let's see how he can counteract that. And because, like I said, this game is all about counters. It's all about adjustments. Not huge adjustments, but minor adjustments, even running same plays out of different formations. So let's see how they act on it. But you were 100% correct on there, Steeler fan, that he did get out-coached.
Yeah, he did. He did.
It happens.
I think a part of that too, and this has been one of the things that has irked me for years, is the Steelers' propensity to not find receivers who can separate. Like we've been having that issue for quite some time. Like,
honestly, since Ben left too.
I mean,
Ben
really,
made a lot of those receivers good.
Yeah. This has not been a this has been an issue for since Antonio Brown left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this has definitely been an issue. So
yeah. Steeler fan, I agree with that. DK has been disappointing. More or less so.
Real quick, he did scheme people open. They dropped balls, or they did not throw the ball the right way. Were you watching the game, Mr. Steeler fan? Because I was watching the game, and I seen DK Metcalf really schemed wide open at the beginning of the game in the second drive. I seen Jonnu Smith schemed wide the hell open in the second quarter, and yet still there was no execution. You have to have said strategy, but you have to be able to execute said strategy as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, what I was getting at too is I am disappointed in DK, Steeler fan as well, because the times he's also been open, but he's also dropped the ball.
Yes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But there are times where they are rolling. There are times where they're rolling a safety towards DK because they don't fear anybody else. So you do, but I do see DK in a slot. I do see him outside. So they're trying to scheme it. I do think the lack of another credible threat, wide receiver threat, is hurting DK, because he's never been a great route runner. He's just a big, strong. He's this generation's version of Calvin Johnson, because Calvin Johnson was never a great route runner either.
And Dudek, for the fans, like, this was one of the reasons why, when we were on record, myself and Jay Brown, the chef, like, give GP 1 year with DK and see what it looks
Yeah.
like. Like we were on record for that, to say that. Like we didn't agree with that. Not when
Yeah.
you finally had
Yeah.
one WR1 and WR2. Like that's what we were looking for, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. We're not gonna sit here and bitch and complain
Yeah.
about it. It just is what it is, right? But this is the type of stuff. Now, hopefully, I'm not really putting up any parades yet for this particular move, but hopefully Valdez Scantling kind of shores that up a little bit because of his understanding of the precision that Aaron Rodgers is looking for. Aaron Rodgers is on record saying that's one of his favorite players to play with ever.
Yeah,
which
I
means
agree.
there's a lot of chemistry that comes with that. So yeah, pay
And-
attention to
and-
that moving forward.
And Stiller fan, to build on your point, but the scheme is, I don't understand why they're not using Jonnu Smith more in the passing game.
Me
You went out
neither.
and got this guy
Yeah.
and you paid him $12 million or $11 million, whatever they did. He had 88 catches for just under 1,000 yards in Miami last year. He needs to be utilized more. I mean, Freiermuth should be used more in the passing game. Again, now those guys aren't separators because they're big tight ends, but they could be schemed in certain ways. But maybe, and again, I'm with you, GB and Jay Brown. I don't know if you're the same way. Valdez Scantling he's not going to cause any fear, but he could give you a credible deep threat.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He could be a credible third down guy, but it's also his presence on the field. What does that do for Freiermuth? What does that do for Jonnu Smith? What does that do for Calvin Austin in the slot? Calvin Austin, as we've now seen, and I think that's the mistake, right? They let GP go, maybe probably because of the attitude thing, but they were probably
Absolutely.
very high on Calvin Austin, and that move is, I think, kind of bit them in the ass.
Oof.
Because Calvin Austin is not an outside guy. He doesn't have that separation.
No.
He needs to be in the slot, and then we also need to keep Wilson in the slot. So maybe there's a positive cascade effect on the receiving core with Valdez Scantling on the field. Although I am not expecting Valdez Scantling to come in here and have 300 or 400 yard receiving games at all.
No.
But I do think he
that's
could
not
open
gonna
up things for DK, so we will see. But here's the thing, though. The weapons are there. The weapons are there. And if you go back and look at 2019 and 2020 Tennessee Titan offenses with a young Jonnu Smith and A.J. Brown and other players, they had 3 tight ends with 35, again, 40 catches. They had decent receiver, but they were a top 5 offense.
Yeah.
And Ryan Tannehill, the only difference is Ryan Tannehill being a little bit younger and he could run a little bit. And I believe the Derrick Henry. We don't obviously have Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jalen Warren's balling. He's not Derrick Henry, but he's
absolutely.
balling out, right? So this offense can get it there. It's just a matter of fact of I don't know why. Last night, Rodgers didn't see the field well, and he just threw some very, very bad balls. So we'll see.
Terrible.
Yeah, Stiller fan. Yeah, 36 targets total for Jonnu Smith, 4 per game. That's I think they're not using him enough, and I do think that's hurting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they got to get back to that because he's not going to be a deep threat, he could be a chain mover. And that's what by staying on the field, they need to do that more. They got to be better at that. And it seems like when they get to that second and long, man, it's all like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to come back. They're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like that feeling. And, but it is what it is. I mean, they got the talent to fix it. Jay was saying it earlier, not ready to panic because we see it's there. It's there, but and again, I'm not going to say they're going to be a top 5 offense. It's just there, but for whatever reason, right now, it's not happening.
At least not yesterday. Now we'll see what happens against Cincinnati after Pitt and Notre Dame
Oh,
muck
I
up
like
the
this.
field a little bit.
Hey, Roger, I like this. And hey, if you guys remember, if
I
you're
was a
back to
fan
this
of
channel,
Rock Taylor.
I was a Rock Taylor fan too. Does anybody
Yeah.
know where he's at now?
I don't know. Probably
Roger
buried on
and
somebody's
39. Do you
practice.
know is he on anybody's practice squad? Is he? What I actually heard, though, I think he was in the doghouse. I think he got in the Tomlin's doghouse big time during camp.
Yeah, I like that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, so if DK has 54 targets, thank you, Steeler fan, for looking that up. If he's got 54 targets to Jonnu's 36, that's evening itself out. But the problem with those targets, they're just not on the field long enough to get them more targets.
Get them more. Yep. I think Rock Taylor might be doing what we're doing. He might be podcasting.
I thought you were going to say,
Taylor
what, selling
podcast.
insurance? Is that what you...
But I would be very curious because I said I liked Rock Taylor. I want to know. You know what? I'm going to look that up here, or if anybody wants to look this up before we get off here in a few minutes. He said,
Where
"Okay,
are they now?
Where are they now? Where is Rock Taylor?" So Rod Jones thinks he's a free agent. So yeah, exactly. He does have 5 touchdowns, and honestly, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't overthrow him by a mere foot max, he probably has another touchdown, a long touchdown at the beginning of the game. So keep the Steeler questions coming here. Before we get out of here, guys, I don't know if anybody here is. I just want to get 5 minutes on this. Jay Brown, GB, anybody going to the North Shore on Saturday with College Game Day? The ACC huddle. There's going to be all kind of there. There's going to be all kind of fun going on in North Shore down here.
Braylon's going to be there for sure. I don't know if I'm going to be there or not. Like, I am a huge, as you know, I'm a huge WPIL fan, and I really want to watch. I can watch Pitt and Notre Dame on my phone. I cannot watch McKeesport and Aliquippa on my phone because they're not televising it. So I have to go there in order to watch it at Pine Richland. So, truth be told, like, I may be there and watching the Pitt Notre Dame game on my phone from that game is probably what I'm going to do because I want to see Kamon Spell against the Quip offense, and I think he's absolutely going to destroy them. I watched Avonworth beat up on Quip, okay, and I know it's Quip in the playoffs, but Kamon Spell was a different dude, and I want to see him live in a living color, and I got a feeling they're going to do them dirty, but that's that. And Pitt's going to win, by the way. Let's throw that out there, too. Yeah.
Steeler fans breaking some news here. It says Thanksgiving return for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he just started the 21-day just today. Yeah.
Then we're gonna have to bury these Bengals as soon as we can.
Here's the cool part though. We won't see him because it's Sunday. He ain't gonna be back for that. But Baltimore got to see him. And if I'm not mistaken, they got to see him twice.
Aha.
And they got to see us twice too. So there's 4 right there, man.
Okay. That's good. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Steeler fan. That's going to be exactly. That's going to be a fun December with us. Well, you know what, the Ravens, and that might just in this. Well, they probably would see him a little bit sooner because I mean we got the Ravens twice in December. So
we got the Bengals got the Ravens on the 27th of November and the 14th of December.
Ooh.
Bengals, Steelers, Bengals.
So
Patriots, Packers.
Is that the Ravens?
Steelers.
Is that the Ravens?
Yes, bro.
Ooh.
So
split with take care of Cincinnati, split with Baltimore, and just be what it is. Just win the division this year. I don't care what the record is.
They're gonna be 8-9.
Just win the division. Just win the division, man. That's all I care about.
Yep.
Jay Brown, what do you about you? Are you going down Saturday?
What GB said.
Oh. I scored tickets from I'm going down with my brother, and then I found a parking pass, so I'm going to be on there with JJ. We're going to go walk around, and we're going to try to get into I'm going to try to get as many of these college game day shows. We told JJ. So how about this? And I'm throwing this off. Anybody else is watching it is a Pitt fan. It's going down that knows a Pitt fan, especially somebody who is a Pitt student. I threw out a challenge to Pitt fans last night on JJ's podcast, Talking Football with JJ Kitchen. If you are a college football fan or a Pitt fan, suggest subscribing to his pod, man. So it's a really, really awesome. It's really he does a couple posts a week. Excuse me. Does a great job. I want the Pitt fans to make a sign to say, Talking Football with JJ Kitchen sign, and he has a new saying, and I like to bring it to the Burgh Cave as well, where don't be a hoe. Share the show. So I challenge these guys. He wants to share the show. Don't just watch it and just consume it for yourself. Share it with people. Let more people share the wealth. AKA, don't be a hoe. Share the show. I want Pitt students to show that sign. If JJ is going to record it, because I can't watch it because Disney's a bunch of jagoffs. He's going to record it on Hulu. If we see it on there, we're going to bring he's going to bring the fan on to talk of football with JJ Kitchen to let them air their pit picks. And I've extended the invitation for them to come on to share their Pitt and or Steeler picks. And you know what? If it's a Pitt student and he or she is a fan of another team, they can come on here and talk shit on the Steelers. If they're a fan of another team, it's all good. Listen, it's not a very big consolation prize to do that, but if they do it, I would like for them to. We're just trying to spread the wealth here locally with our shows here, so it should be a good time.
No doubt. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to seeing Pitt with I'm not even going to call it an upset. The Irish are not going to destroy Pitt. I don't know who Buckman is, but whatever, Buckman. Whatever.
Buckman? Are you an Irish fan? Or are you just are you or maybe are you Penn State?
There was this dude. So there was this dude I used to work with. He's from here. He went to Plum. His name was Tom. And Tom he hates the Steelers. He loves the Pirates, hates the Steelers, right? Okay. And love the Irish, hate Pitt.
Okay. We don't hate Michigan, man. I have much respect for Michigan.
They ain't no good this year though.
Not doing good this year right now, but I do respect Michigan.
Spank them. That's the truth. Ohio State's going to spank them this year. And I'm a Michigan fan. I'm just telling it like it is. Like y'all gonna get spanked.
So Dan, I got so we actually had this last night. I was on with JJ, and there's definitely some Penn State and West Virginia people in those chats.
Oh,
and it's I don't know. I don't know.
Feelings right now.
Let me ask you this. I guess I would just take the word. You know what? Let's wrap this conversation up there this week. This is a good topic. Just take the word Pitt out of that. What's more irritating, a hater or a homer?
I hate haters.
Haters.
I hate haters.
It's not even
it's the worst.
Why is that?
And it's because here's the thing. Because it's fake. It's fake. At the end of the day. You want your team to win, period,
Yeah.
Point blank, end of story. At the end of the day, you either believe or you don't. And there's people who believe and there are people who do not believe, period, right? And that's why you get such crazy stuff on social media after every loss. And that's why you also get crazy stuff on social media after every win, right?
Yeah.
For me, I listen, for me, I use fandom. First of all, it doesn't dictate my life. First of all, let's make that abundantly clear.
Yeah,
and I got a lot of great things going on in life that has nothing to do with that. It's with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like my life is very, very complete and full and all that. Just want to make that abundantly clear. Okay.
Sure.
So fandom is different for me. This is sheer entertainment.
Yep.
I love the game of football. I love the Steelers unconditionally. I love the Pirates unconditionally. Shit. So here we are, right? It's different, but I fan all the same way. Like I just do because I'm just I'm a root for my home team because that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
Period.
Jay, what say you, man? Hater or a homer?
By far the hater. At least the homer is optimistic, One of my favorite characters of all time is Randy Quaid on Major League because he reminds me so much of Yinzers and how one day we're on an all-time high and then the next day they're going to blow it in the playoffs. This character is so brilliant.
So brilliant.
Yeah. I'll take a homer over a hater any day.
So for last night, here's why I'm to say a hater I think is worse. But at some point they're entertaining because and I think Dan was saying this too, and I'll bring another comment up here, but it is a broad term. Here's the type of hater I don't like, is you have in college football right now, and I don't hate Penn State or West Virginia at all. Obviously, but I'm a Pitt fan. But you have so many Penn State and Pitt and West Virginia fans in these Pitt chats because they got nothing else better to do right now because they're both their seasons are terrible. There's nothing wrong with a good, especially in college football, with a rivalry. You know, the jabbing, the back and forth. You know, we do it here with Ravens fans, Browns fans, things like that, right? To a degree, Patriots fans. That's all good. Banter's back and forth in sports. Shit talking's fun. But when your team is bad and you just want to sit there on the Twitters or even like when you're at work or like in the gym or a social event and there's people talking about a team that you hate and you just want to insert yourself because your team sucks, that's a hater that I don't like. It's okay to talk shit on a team you don't like if your team's good. Right? Yeah. For the longest time, okay, Dan, you're in Rhode Island. So if you're close to New England, maybe you are a Patriots guy or not. Listen, there was for a while there, Patriots fans would talk shit on the Steelers. There's nothing we could say. Right? There's nothing we could say because they beat the crap out of Steelers. It is what it is. We could still find stuff to poke back at them. Talking crap and being the hater, that's fine.
I mean, you talk about when your team
sucks, when you're cheaters. Quiet and then your team's cheaters. When your team's quiet, when your team sucks and you're quiet until my goodness, when your team is bad and then you want to insert this, that's what I don't like. But so he's in Rhode Island, by the way. Dan is rocked with the Steelers right through down the 80s, so he didn't like power either. And Dan, by the way, again, Dan, thanks for jumping in, man. The conversation was great with you. You don't hate, but Ben and Mike T has done it to me. They wrecked my little engine. You talking about Ben Roethlisberger? Is that who you don't like? Is it maybe because of his shenanigans off the field or something? Which I've heard people be turned off by that. That's fine. That's your opinion.
Hey, I was not too fond of Ben Roethlisberger's performance in 2017 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just want to put that out there. You know, everybody talks about his heroics. He was the one that caused the shit to begin with. And I also was not too fond of his performance in the daggone Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers either. Let's talk about that. But, you know, it is what it is. Everybody want to throw shade on Tomlin. You know, players play though. And coaches don't teach turnovers. They teach to create them.
Yep, Steeler fan, you were 100% agreeance with this. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Steeler fan. That's something you and I could give me a pound. That's something you and I could 1,000% agree upon. You know, players play, coaches coach, and coaches never, ever coach turnovers.
Like Mike T was like, hey, Marquise, what I need you to do, right? I'm gonna need you to snap this ball right over Ben's head,
bro.
That's on. Right.
Hey,
just throw it right over his head. Just right
over his head. Listen, Cleveland will never see it coming. Just throw it right over his head.
Never see it coming.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, Ben, not a loner or a loser. Okay. Yeah, we got it, bud. Yeah, it's. I mean, there's people that feel a certain type of way of Ben, and I don't disagree with you. I mean, I like. My thing is, you know, he played on the field, but you know, I get why people don't like him as a person. I've heard multiple reports that he's not a very nice person, but to me, it's hearsay because I've never met him, so I can't say he is or is not.
Ben done found the Lord. Leave him alone. He done found Jesus.
North Allegheny, good football program up there, North Allegheny, man. Thanks for joining us, Todd. Appreciate you.
What, you gonna be at the game on Saturdays? I'm gonna be at that one too. Yeah, 6 o'clock. I have several kids that I've coached at Central Valley, so I'm gonna be at that.
Yeah,
that's 6 o'clock. That's gonna be a good one too.
Mr. Steeler fan, I'm gonna tell you something. He is my favorite quarterback to watch right now.
Man, I wanted him.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Dudek, I was actually telling like when they were, because it was, who were all the guys that they were gonna be that they could have drafted that year? It was Mayfield and it was like 2 others, weren't there? That was the same year Mahomes got drafted too, but nobody was really talking about him being number 1 at the time.
No,
Right.
no, I
But
know.
there was somebody else. There were a couple others. Was it Darnold? Was Darnold in that? Was that the same year too?
Was that the same year?
I'm looking up right now is one of the
Yeah,
things.
there were a couple dudes. All I remember is that I have a really good buddy named Ben, ironically, who is a Cleveland Browns fan, and I vividly remember saying, "You guys should 1,000% take Baker Mayfield with the first pick of the draft because that dude has absolute moxie." And the issue is that you talk about be careful what you wish for, right? Kevin Stefanski and them got rid of Baker Mayfield. The Cleveland Browns have not had any they've had their best success with Baker Mayfield. They beat us at home. Mind you, it was COVID year. It don't matter, though. But then they also took Kansas City into deep water the following week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then they was like, nah, you know what? That we can do better.
Yep.
Be careful what you wish for.
Real quick. So this was a hell of a draft. So Baker went 1. Sam Darnold went 3 to the Jets.
Yep.
Josh Allen went 7th.
Yep. I knew it was somebody else.
And
yep.
Josh Rosen went 10th.
Yeah. That was Arizona.
and then that's the year that Lamar went last against the Baltimore.
Dude, that's so bad.
And I ain't gonna talk about Terrell Edmonds.
And then they got Kyler Murray.
Dude, those Kyler Murray memes kill me too. But so Tut works at Monticello's of Wexford all day on Saturday. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, make that money, man. Make that money.
Hey,
well,
come out on
guys,
Friday night.
Yeah.
Avonworth Lope's about to take at North Allegheny High School, going to take North Catholic all the way to the woodshed a second time, and on our way to Acrashore. You don't know, you better ask somebody. Lope's up. We built different.
Hey, it is what it is. Well, hey, guys, you know what? Thank you to Dan, Todd, Mr. Stiller fan, everybody else was in the chats, man. You made us go a lot longer than we normally do, but you know what? We're never going to stop the conversation, especially when it's good banter back and forth. I appreciate, even though there was a lot of points that we all disagreed on tonight, I think we all did it very respectfully, and I really appreciate that from everybody in the chat. I know GB appreciate that. Jay Brown appreciates that. You guys are awesome. We hope to see you guys back here on Mondays and Thursdays for lives. We'll talk Steelers, some Pitt, and everything as well. But before we get out of here, let's go around the horn and tell everyone where they can find the fellas here in the Burgh Cave. Jay Brown, let's start with you, sir.
You can find me on the Twitters at Jay Brown the Chef. You can find me on Instagram at Plates by JB. You can also find me on TikTok at Jay Brown the Chef. Holla at your boy.
That's right. GB, what about where I can find you, man? What about the YouTube channel?
You can find me in the club, pocket full of bud, but mommy, I got the. Oh, I'm sorry about that. You can find me at your _boy _GB on the YouTubes and Instagram, and you can find me at uppity _Yinzers on Twitter or the X, Facebook, and also on TikTok. GB, the uppity Yinzer. Let's go.
All right, I appreciate that. Yeah, you can follow the Burgh Cave on the Twitters at Burgh Cave as well. If you do like the show, if you do like our content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's free. It don't cost you anything. I'm not going to spam you with emails asking you for all kind of garbage. Join the chats with us every week. Join us on the Twitters throughout the week. Follow GB's channel. He's with Jay Brown. As you guys know, they are brothers, and they work with their other brother, and they share some really great stories. Be a part of the community, and don't be a hoe. Share the show.
Share that show.
Tell a friend.
Like it, comment, and share it to everybody, man. Let's grow this man cave, and let's have some good weekly conversations throughout the football season. And you never know, we're going to do some different shit in the off season. So I appreciate everybody. We'll see everybody on the next one on Thursday night, and we'll talk later.
Go Steelers, hell to Pitt. You know me the shit.